If you guys have questions throughout, definitely drop them into the chat. There's a Q&A section at the end that we'll be able to get to. The goal of this presentation is to really introduce JavaScript developers into, what is this world of decentralized finance and why is it so exciting? Why am I so excited about this future of finance? A little bit about like the agenda. What we'll be doing is kind of going over just a generalized, what is the smart contract connectivity problem? Where does Chainlink fit in for this whole problem that we're trying to solve going forward? We'll get into, what was centralized finance and traditional finance, and then what is this whole thing, decentralized finance, that people call DeFi. And then we'll go into how Chainlink supports the growth of this DeFi ecosystem on many different chains, including Agoric. And then we'll open it up for a Q&A. And again, if you have questions, definitely just drop them in the chat, and then we'll get to them at the question and answer part. So where does Chainlink fit in for this whole decentralized financed era that we are going into? So smart contracts themselves, they have a fundamental issue. Data is not able to get onto the chain. Smart contracts are deterministic, and so they need some way to put data onto these chains, and that's exactly where Chainlink fits in. So whether it be Agoric, whether it be Cosmos, whether it be Ethereum, we need to have data onto the chain so that we can take smart contracts to the next level. So what? Yeah.
Keenan, apologies. Do you mind hitting present on your slide?
Yes.
So you're sharing your full screen right now. All right. Great. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks for catching that. Yeah. So ultimately, the Oracle problem for smart contracts. You have all this very cool data from the New York Stock Exchange, whether it be different events and data, IoT sensors, and then you have, on the other side of things, how do things, get paid out to traditional financial applications? So Chainlink fits right in the middle of this and is able to connect your data to smart contracts to make them more valuable. Previously, if we go back a few years, we tried to tokenize everything with Ethereum. Ethereum was very, very great at this and allowed developers to, be able to tokenize different assets. And now we're coming to a point where we can create real world events based upon smart contracts. So we can take things from just pure tokenization to real events, which is what we'll get into here in a few seconds. And I won't go too deep into everything Chainlink, as Patrick will be presenting about this later this afternoon. But again, if you have questions, definitely drop them into the Q&A. So Chainlink allows you to connect your smart contracts to critical external data, whether that be, bank payments through external adapters, or whether that be, weather data, so that you can create smart contract insurance platforms. You can widely accept bank payments. Chainlink provides external adapters, so you can connect to any API that there is out there, and combine this with critical functionality so that you can connect it to any sort of blockchain, whether that be Ethereum, Agoric, Bitcoin, Hyperledger, and so forth. So just a little bit, why Chainlink and why is Chainlink so important out of this world of oracles? Chainlink is very decentralized. That is our key focus. If you just use just a regular API, or maybe any sort of just like exchange on its own, that's a single point of failure. A single point of failure, and your whole smart contract is at risk. Someone could just take a flash loan, move the price of something up, and then now your whole contract is destroyed, and people lose millions and millions of dollars. And so that's why decentralizing this is very, very important. So we take data from multiple sources. Different oracles take that data, send it onto the chain, and then you're able to get what the data is. The next, what we're going to be going into is, what is DeFi? What is it? What is this whole thing? So in the old world, and when cryptocurrency was just getting started, you'd hear this thing, centralized finance or traditional finance. You could think of this, as Chase or Wells Fargo or any of your bank accounts that you might use anywhere around the world. This is, traditional banking. Then you have stuff with cryptocurrencies that is controlled by a single entity. You can think of this something like Coinbase, where, you can go onto this service, they provide a service, but the keys are not in your hands. The keys are in, the multi-sig of Coinbase, and they control those funds where you can buy and sell and trade different cryptocurrencies. You could also think of this as, Binance, being able to just trade and be able to do long, shorts, and different things on their platform. So what is decentralized finance? Decentralized finance kind of takes us to a whole nother level where, everything is built on chain. And these are examples of Ethereum applications. But what is so cool about this hackathon is you have the opportunity to be able to create the next generation of these applications for Agoric. And so there's tons and tons of opportunity. And now's the perfect time to dive directly into this. So you have stuff like synthetic assets. You can think of this as, how do I get the price of gold onto a smart contract so that, futures traders can trade for the price of gold in these real world assets. You can think of it as lending and borrowing. Aave is a great example of this, where, you can put up a little bit of collateral and then be able to take a loan off of that collateral. And so these are opportunities that you can build during this hackathon that can be extremely, extremely popular in a very short amount of time. And you can do it all with JavaScript, and that is the great thing about Agoric. You can also create trading platforms. You can think of these as like futures, longs, shorts, and so forth. And if you have questions about these, definitely just put them into the Q&A and we can talk about them in a few minutes. Also, there's asset management. You can think of this as insurance, legal, blockchain games, and different just crypto economic games that you can create with smart contracts. So now I'm going to go into a few examples of these. So listing and trading. So Uniswap is, probably one of the most forked at this point and one of the most popular applications in what we call DeFi. Uniswap allows you to, anyone is able to go list a token or asset that they create on this exchange, and anyone is able to go and trade, buy, and sell for it. This is something that's going to be definitely crucial on Agoric, is to create something similar to this for the Agoric blockchain. Another one is lending and borrowing. So this is just a screenshot of Aave. You can think of this as, someone goes and they put up some collateral. It looks like some Ethereum is in this. And so with that Ethereum, now you can go and borrow assets like USDT. You get an APY, so you can earn if you deposit USDT. And so the way that this all works on the backbone is it's pooled. Someone is putting up the USDT into this platform for someone else to go and be able to borrow it. And so it all works together in this fluid ecosystem. Well, it's definitely another platform that is definitely going to be very useful on a DeFi front using the Agoric blockchain. Another example is synthetic assets. So this is a synthetic exchange. You can see here they have a synthetic of Bitcoin, a synthetic of the US dollar, synthetic of Ethereum, and they even have different pools of DeFi, so a conglomerate of different DeFi assets. They also have things like gold, silver, and many more different commodities, indexes, and forex assets that you can be able to create. And the way that they're able to do this is through Chainlink. So if you're looking for these assets, we can definitely be able to help provide those for you to create something similar to synthetics on the Agoric chain. A few more is marketplaces. So this is one that just came out recently. It allows people in data science fields to be able to go and place their data online. And then it creates an AMM marketplace for people to go and, trade, buy, and sell different data. So marketplaces are a huge application within blockchains and DeFi. Another example is insurance. So with these, you can imagine, especially with, maybe like Aave, what happens if, I get shorted? What happens if there's a smart contract bug that happens? It'd be great to have insurance for that. And so this is another application of decentralized finance that is very, very important and only going to grow from this point forward. So you can see here, this is an example of Nexus Mutual, where you can go and buy covers for, if there's a smart contract bug that happens on a platform. And so why is this the perfect time to be creating this? It's a perfect time because DeFi is only starting. You could see that, back in beginning of this year, there's less than it looks like $674 million locked in DeFi applications. And now we're upwards of close to 10 billion. And this was in September. I think it is over 10 billion at this point. And so you can see that, it's just growing rapidly. And you can think of it as, why would I want to put my hard-earned money onto a centralized application or a bank that's earning me maybe 0.05% just sitting there, when I can put it onto a DeFi application that's earning me 4 to 5%? If I were to tell you, and we were walking down the street, like, hey, I can get you 4 to 5% on your hard-earned money that no other place can't, would you take it? I think most people would take that opportunity. And that's why we're going to see a whole lot more as things get more secure. Things are getting built with different coding languages, such as JavaScript on Agoric, and become more and more scalable and fast. This number is only going to skyrocket at this point. So it's the perfect time to be a part of this hackathon, perfect time to, join the movement and be a part of this as a developer creating the next generation applications. So what will be the next big thing built on Agoric? This is, again, the perfect opportunity for you to go and be able to create the next big thing. If you have questions, we'd love to be able to take them. Me and the team will also be within the Discord. You can find me at Keenan. I've sent a message into the Chainlink support section. You can also find me on Twitter, but I'm here to help. So if you have questions, feel free to reach out anytime. If you want to bounce ideas off each other, I'm definitely here to help you with that. If you have challenges while you're building this too, definitely join the Chainlink Discord. Take a screenshot of this. And you can find our documentation at docs.chain.link. And yeah, I would love to, if there's any questions, I would love to answer them.